Hey guys, it's Sarah from Heart Breathings, and it has been a few weeks since I've been able to upload a video, but I apologize for that. It has been a wild and crazy couple of weeks. I have published 3 books in the last month, or 2 books in the last month, and I'm halfway through a third. So it has just been a little bit crazy, and I needed a break. So I am actually just getting around to editing some of the videos that I recorded earlier, and this is a plan with me that was from last week, so it's a little bit behind, but I figure still worth it to go ahead and show kind of how I planned that week with a writing retreat. At the beginning, I did kind of show off that I have switched into my new traveler's notebook from Chic Sparrow. It is Odyssey Athena, I believe. It's the pink color and it's got the coffee stuff and all of that. I'm also showing here, I got these new pens, these Staedtler pigment fine liners, and they come in 0.1, 0.3, 0.5, and 0.7. And the 0.3 is my favorite. That's the one I use the most because it's fine, but it's not like ridiculously fine. And the 0.5 has been useful for kind of thickening lines. I also got this new Happy Planner sticker book with the colorful boxes. I'm going to use some, I just kind of grabbed some because I knew I wanted to do some rose gold, so I grabbed like the Glam Girl, the Color Story, and some of the other ones that I knew used rose gold stickers. And then I grabbed some of my favorite rose gold washi tape, some black and white, and some blue, and it's kind of a bluish green or like a mint color that I thought I would be using. I also have some just sort of random stickers here that I might use, and some of my favorite Pumpkin Paper Co. ones, and my favorite stencils that you've probably seen me use before, the Hobonichi stencil, and then another stencil that I got from Michael's that I use all the time. All right, so now I'm going to start kind of speeding things up a little bit, and I am zooming in a little from what I did last time. I didn't think it was kind of close enough, so here I am using the 0.3 of the fine liners, and I'm just putting down some basic washi at the bottom. And these two colors don't actually like perfectly match, but I think when they're not like right up close to each other, you can't really tell. And I'm just taking this heart section of the rose gold and putting a little bit of that on there. And what I'm doing is, if you didn't follow my previous plan with me, in the Hobonichi Cousin, there is a daily page and a weekly and a monthly page. So I use the Sunday daily page as sort of my planning page for the rest of the week. And what I do is I just, this is not a Sunday planning page. This is just a weekly planning page. So I take that like Monday through the following Sunday, and then I write out what my goals are for that week. So again, I apologize. This is a week getting uploaded. I actually did record it on time, but it's just been insane the last couple of weeks. So here I found these stickers like super clearance at Michael's, and they were like 99 cents or something. And then I think it was like an additional 20% off all sale items. And they have some rose gold check marks, and then these pretty kind of blue flowers that I decided to use for just sort of like the bullet points. So here what I'm doing is I'm writing out my goals for the week, starting with 30,000 words on my work in progress, which is a lot for a week, but I did a writing retreat last week. And then scene plotting for Witch's Mark, and brainstorming for Deceiving Darkness, which is my next Shadow Demons book. So I've got a lot of things kind of going at once. And this year it's really important to me to be writing as quickly as I can, but to keep the quality up. So it's good for me to just sort of keep an eye on what's coming up and spend some of my free time in the afternoons after my writing is done, working on plotting and sort of brainstorming, that sort of stuff. So I'm also doing some marketing stuff, some basic ads. I wanted to do a Facebook Live, but that did not get done also. I worked on my newsletter a little bit, getting some GDPR stuff. If you're not familiar with that, just be happy that you don't have to deal with it. And then Heart Breathings just kind of wrote out what I plan to do for this, and recording some new videos and editing them. It has been about almost a month since I've had a chance to really get a new blog post up and record. And to be honest, that just is going to happen sometimes, because there's no way that I can keep this going like 2 to 3 videos a week and be writing, 2 books in a month. It's just, I'm trying to do a lot more than I've ever done before. And it's great, but it's also like I have to give myself a break sometimes too. So, okay, so now that I've written down my goals for the week, now I'm going to the actual weekly spread and I'm going to start decorating. So, I just took some of those stickers that sort of match my color scheme, covered the monthly view box because I don't typically use that. And I apologize, I see that, some of this is below the frame. I was trying to zoom in a little bit so you could see my writing a little bit better this time, and it looks like I sort of cut off the bottom. So, par for the course on these weeks that everything was just so busy. It's a learning process, so give myself a little bit of leeway there. I know that I pull it up later so you'll see it, but I just took some kind of striped rose gold washi and put it along the bottom, and also a sort of scalloped mermaid look of rose gold, and I covered that mint there at the top also just to give it a little bit more of that rose gold feel. Now I'm looking back at last week's and just kind of seeing like, how did I do it? Was there anything I need to carry over? Just grab a couple little stickers there to act, to make it look nicer. Now I have these like Boulder Bond roads, and I love these. I actually need to order more because I've used some of the favorite colors of them. I'd probably need like all black, but so I did this writing retreat in Athens with my friend Bella, and so I wrote out like the time that I planned to be on the road to Athens, and we were mostly spending the entire week in Athens up till Thursday writing. And this for me is a really good chance to get everything done, to get a little bit ahead. And if I was not doing these writing retreats, I think it would be really difficult for me to have already published 3 books this year. It is absolutely not normal for me. Like the last few years, I've only written 2 books per year. So to already have 3 out by May is a pretty big deal for me. And, I'm really having to be very cautious of not burning out because it really does seem like, honestly, working this hard and this many hours per week. I've had some weeks that I've worked probably 70 plus hours a week between heart breathings and my writing and the marketing and things that go into the writing. And I honestly just started to feel like I was getting super burned out, even falling into like a mild depression, I would say. Like when I would have a few hours to do something that would be considered fun, I honestly couldn't think of anything that sounded fun. Everything just kind of sounded like, I don't even know how to explain it. Just like, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't have any, not even gaming or, anything like that could get me excited. All I wanted to do was go to bed. And then once I was in bed, it was kind of hard to get up. So I started noticing those warning signs and thought, okay, I need to take a break. So that's why there's been a little bit of a break from heart breathings. But I'm back now and I'm feeling much better. So thank you for your patience. I hope you guys are still with me and watching this. So I just wrote down that my goal was 10,000 words for that first night. And then now I'm writing just the words writing retreat over the top. Previously on some writing retreats, what I used to do was try to actually keep my writing sprints marked down on this weekly page. But then really, since the Hobonichi also has those daily pages, I didn't really see any point in writing them in both places. So I just covered that entire thing with the words writing retreat. And I'm going to write down that my goal for, each day also is going to be 10,000 words. And spoiler alert, I did not quite hit that goal because the first day I ended up doing a lot of plotting and brainstorming. And then Bella also had some brainstorming that she needed to do on her story. So we did work really hard that first day, but I did not get the full 10,000 words that first day. And then the second day I got about 8,000 words, and the third day I did hit the 10,000. So I did not quite get as many words as I had hoped, but it was still a really great start and definitely worth it to sort of get away and have some time to focus completely on the writing rather than having to also focus on, keeping the house clean and all those other things that go with staying home. Now, when I go on these retreats, I really do miss my son. I have a 5-year-old son, and so we do a lot of video chatting and things like that. And my husband does not work a normal job either, so he, can step in and do a lot for my son when I need to be writing, which I know is a luxury, and I'm very grateful to him for that. But it's the only way that I'm getting as many books. I actually set probably the biggest writing goal of my life for this year, trying to get ahead on series that I got behind on when I really burned out the last couple of years. So I've been working on that a lot. And as you'll see here on Thursday, I decided to head home, and then I was going to work on my paperbacks, which I got a little bit of work done on that. I did unpack and do my laundry, and then we did head to the beach for a little bit. And as always, when I get back from one of these retreats where I haven't really slept much and I'm really tired, we went out to dinner. I planned this stuff before, so I'm kind of giving you an idea of what happened afterward. But yeah, I did get a lot of that stuff done, and it really has been helpful to me to have this planner where I've got pretty much like, it is an hourly planner. And I do sort of like, that was the times that I was driving home, but then I just put those bullet points out for the evening, even though that's not the time I wanted to get it done. So I'm not like really strict on, okay, this says it's done at 2:00, so I've got to work on it at 2:00. I just more use it sort of as a to-do list with some time, I guess like guidelines there, but I don't follow it strictly to a T. So this I'm pulling from the Glam Girl sticker book, and they have some rose gold of their like Happy Planner asterisks. So I'm just writing down that I had planned to record a few more things. I've got a few videos coming up that I've already outlined, but I did not actually get a chance to do that because I was so exhausted when I got home on Thursday that I spent most of Friday just sort of decompressing and taking some time off. And then I spent most of the weekend with my family, so I didn't get that work done, and that's okay. Sometimes we just need that break. But on Friday afternoon, I had planned to edit videos and create some images for heart breathing. So I got all this stuff written down, and it didn't end up getting done. But like I said, that's okay. I've actually moved it already to getting done this week. And this is one of the big things about being a creative entrepreneur and being someone who sets their own schedule. I think that you have to, make the best plans that you can, but you have to really pay attention to whether or not you're feeling burned out, whether or not you feel like you've kind of reached a limit, and make sure that it's not like you're self-sabotaging, like, oh, you're getting so close to this level of success that you're just going to push yourself down. But that it's really like time for a break, time to take a step back. Because I think that a lot of us who are creative entrepreneurs, it's like we enjoy the creative side of it, we enjoy the creation, but then there's also so much marketing and headache that goes into just letting people know that it honestly exists, like letting people know that your product exists or that your books are out there or whatever it is, like whatever kind of entrepreneurial business you're in. It's really tough because some of us, like, we really would rather just do the creative part, but there is a marketing side of it, and it can get pretty exhausting sometimes. So I think it's just super important. I can't stress enough like how important it is to pay attention to what's going on in your life and whether or not you feel like you're up to working as hard as you've been working, and when you really need a break. Because sometimes I think if we push ourselves past the point where we really needed a break, we're really going to be in trouble, and we're going to miss a lot of extra time because of it. All right, so now I have finished most of the week. I did add some things that I wanted to work on with paperbacks, and some of that stuff has also gotten moved to This week, because I didn't get it fully done, we also took my son to a birthday party. It seems like the kind of time of year where everybody's having a birthday party. We're even, my son's birthday's in June, so we're having a party for him too. So it's like every weekend there's some kind of party, and it's fun and we get to see the parents, but sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, another party. But this one was really cool. It was like out in the woods in Johns Island, and it was just kind of a neat party to go to. And then we kind of watched a family movie night and went to the beach again on Saturday afternoon. And then on Sunday, I did my weekly planning. I had planned to do, like I said, a Facebook Live, but that did not get done. And we watch Silicon Valley and Westworld every week. And Silicon Valley, sadly, is over for the year, so no more episodes of that one. If you haven't seen that show, it is freaking hilarious. Westworld is also really, really good. It's kind of like a science fiction sort of alternate, not alternate future, but like a science fiction sort of thing. As you can see, like I had this empty space on Thursday morning and I was trying to think, how do I fill it? I thought about a little box there or some other things. And then I finally just grabbed some flour and wrote the word joy so that I can remember. Because I think that that ends up being, honestly, like the worst thing for me is that it's not that I don't remember to have fun, but it's just that I need to keep my eye on why I'm doing this, because otherwise it is easy to get burned out when you kind of forget your reasons behind why you're doing this career. Because, it's all good and fun when you're making a lot of money or when things are going really well. But once you start to have a few tough days or a few tough months, I think the most important thing is to really remember why you're doing it instead of thinking about the money and stuff like that. That's why I always encourage people to write books that you love rather than books that just seem trendy, because in the end, to stick with such a really tough and emotional career, it is so important to be writing something that like turns you on, that makes you feel passionate. And so that's kind of my little soapbox there. All right, so now I have moved over to the daily pages, and this is the Monday page. So I just am writing some things out because I know I'm going to be on this retreat the following week. And what I do usually is I tend to decorate every day of that week in the same colors of washi and the same basic color scheme that I did my weekly layout. So I've carried that same sort of mint green and rose gold over to the days. And then I've used this stencil to mark out some just different icons. Like marketing is a coffee cup, my writing is usually this little book, and I used a star for Wattpad because I'm uploading my book Death's Awakening to Wattpad 3 chapters a week. So just kind of a reminder that chapter 21 went up on Monday. And then I'm going ahead and writing out those sprints. And I had planned or hoped to get at least 10 sprints done every day. So I wrote out, 11 just in case, and then a place to mark my total. And like I said, in the end, this did not get filled out with a bunch of sprints. It got filled out with a bunch of hours of talking through the story, which sometimes is just as important. So here I am just kind of marking those same colors, and you can just sort of see how I decorate the daily pages and carry that color scheme over from week to week. It's easier than like trying to come up with a brand new color scheme every week, and it kind of is just a visual cue that these days all sort of belong together. So I'm also using some of those same stickers from, I think this is the Glam Girl sticker book, and it's got that pretty rose gold. And the rose gold doesn't show up as well on camera as I wish it did, but it really is a beautiful sticker book with some pretty rose gold foiling on it, and I love it. But I don't think that the Glam Girl sticker book is available anymore. I think it was like a special edition, like once they're gone, they're gone. But you might be able to find them online at meandmybigideas.com. So again, on Tuesday, I'm just going back and writing in sprints and numbering them. And I was hoping that maybe I would get at least, 10 to 14 sprints done that day. And I think I ended up with maybe 8 sprints that day, 7 or 8. And, like I said, I've been feeling like extra tired lately. So I feel like it is still a huge win for me to have gotten about 8,000 words that day. And then I wrote sprints again on Wednesday and did spend most of that day writing sprints. And I got through the first act of my story. And so it was good progress. And it is a good thing to have, I think, these daily pages. Whereas if I was using like an Erin Condren or a Happy Planner, I think I would have like not enough room to write out all the times that I'm sprinting and stuff like that. So this is why I love having the Hobonichi that has so much space on every day. So that is basically the entire plan with me. I just had a retreat total, and then I left most of the rest of the week blank, just kind of wrote out what time I was driving home, and that's as much as I set up, and that's actually a little bit more than I will normally set up, but you kind of get an idea for how I use my daily pages. And I'll probably go back and use that Saturday empty page as a journaling page. Just a real quick view of my May monthly. And I'll take you back through and let you see a little bit closer up of the entire design. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me with the plan with me this week on the Hobonichi, even though it is a week late. Let me know if you like these types of videos and would like to see more of them. Please don't forget to subscribe and comment. Make sure to give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And I am sorry that it took me a few weeks to get back to you, but now the videos are coming strong, so hopefully there'll be a few coming up this week and every week from now on throughout the summer. Thanks so much, guys, and I will see you in my next video.